Hello, everybody. My name is Valenzuela. I'm actually the leader of the group here, and this is actually my 5th summer Megabooking. This week was amazing. This has been the best week we've had so far this summer. In my 5 years, I don't think we've ever had a good week as we have in this town. We sold over 500 books, 500 books exactly this week, which I'm telling you, that doesn't happen ever. We had 3 days over 100 books. One day we had 130. I can't say that. And again, in my 5 years, I can't think of a time that's ever happened. God is working in this town in ways me and any of the people here, you guys, nobody can imagine. So we just hope that with the books we got out, we can spread the word and hopefully bring more people into your church, and we just hope we made a difference in the community. Like I said, my name is Jesus, 5th summer Megabooking.
I'm Caleb. This is my 3rd summer Magabooking. I'm going to be a freshman at Union College next year, and I'm also one of the leaders.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, my name is Sandy. I'll be a senior at Sunnydale. And this is my 1st summer Megabooking.
My name is Hannah. This is also my 1st summer Megabooking, and I'm also a senior.
My name is Ryan. I am Caleb's brother, and I am also a senior at Sunnydale, and this is my 2nd summer Megabooking.
My name is Innocent. This is my 1st year Megabooking. That's pretty good. Thank you so much for having us.
My name is Becki, and I will be a freshman at Union College, and this is my 3rd summer.
And what we're going to do first is we're going to do a sample canvas, which is actually, we're going to go ahead and show you the books we carry so you guys have an idea of what we're doing. Just a second.
We'll just give you guys a brief summary of just show you guys the books that we carry, the books that we're offering to everybody that we go to the doors, just so you know the potential of what they can get their hands on.
This is Amazing Health. It's our cookbook. It just has 140 different healthy recipes. In the beginning, it has 8 secret tips to leading a longer, stronger life. Just a lifestyle book in general, healthy.
It's part of our health set.
Yeah, and the other 2 that complete the health set are Foods and Plants That Heal. They just go over a lot of like preventative health care and just different foods and plants that are good for the body and good for different sicknesses and whatnot.
And we have a kid set.
Story time is just true children's stories. They're all about 10 to 15 minutes. Just character and moral building lessons.
They're all stories from the Uncle Arthur's bedtime storybooks. Just some of the best ones from those just put into one smaller book.
And then we have Real Heroes and the Prince of Peace, which is basically like a kid-friendly version of the Bible. Real Heroes is the Old Testament. It goes over all the grades of the Old Testament. And then the New Testament, Prince of Peace, just goes over the life of Jesus from the Christmas story to the Easter story. And then the last one is more for the preschool-age child. It's My Friend Jesus. And it just has bright, colorful pictures with some repetition activity pages that you can do along with them. It's more for the younger child, though.
And then we have the adult set, which is a lot. It's basically just a lot of more modern books from Ellen White, or just reprinted and made to look modern.
The first one is Man of Peace, which is Desire of Ages. Again, just more contemporary version. And then we have Steps to Christ, which is now called Peace Above the Storm. And then Lessons for Living, which is Christ Object Lessons. And then Bible Answers is Bible Readings for the Home. And the last one is Great Controversy, which hasn't changed. Which hasn't changed much, but those are just the different books we carry. So sorry. The different books we carry, and now we're going to go ahead and just do a quick sample of what we do at the door. Caleb and Becki will go ahead and do that.
a student working my way through school. You guys all hear me? Okay. I'm a student working my way through school. Instead of junk food, we just have something more healthy. I'm going to show you really quick what we're doing today. This is amazing because it's our cookbook. It just offers the latest information on healthy living. It has over 140 quick and easy recipes, from drinks to desserts, everything in between. And also, it offers 8 secrets for a longer, stronger life. Do you like to cook that much?
I love cooking.
Perfect. This will be awesome for you. Do you have any young children in the home?
Yes, I have 6 kids.
Amazing. Well, I have a perfect book for you. It's called The Story Time. It just takes true children's stories and brings out moral and character building lessons. This is a story time. It just takes true children's stories and brings out moral and character building lessons. Something you'll really enjoy about it is in the back. There's a lesson index. For example, sharing, or respect for elders, or courage. So you can look up different lessons you want to teach your kids. And each story is just 5 to 10 minutes, so it's perfect for reading for bedtime whenever you get a chance. They'll love it. Do you like to read yourself?
I like reading all the time.
Awesome, so do I. Well, here's a great book. It's called Peace Above the Storm. It's just helped lots of people find freedom from worry, guilt, and fear. It just goes through 13 short chapters with inspirational stories and different steps on a closer walk with God. Something I really enjoy is before each chapter, well, there's beautiful pictures. But there's a little Bible on this page. So even if you just have 30 seconds, there's always something that you can enjoy. I'll just show you real quick my favorite book that we have. It's called The Great Controversy. It's actually a bestseller. It just helps make sense on what's going on in our world today. You'll read chapters on the history of the Christian church, America's role in current world events, and even the soon coming of Jesus. This book has actually helped thousands of people to better understand the Bible book of Revelation. But what we're doing today is we're leading these books on a donation basis. And the money that you give just goes to help me get through school for next year. And we'll leave them with you today with a receipt from the company, and my name will go at the bottom so you know who you helped through school. And 70% of what you give goes to help students. And we said cash or check. Which books interested you the most?
Actually, I liked all of them, so I think I'll be all of them.
Perfect. We can do that. So that's just kind of what we go through at the door. Sometimes we show them more books, sometimes we show them less books. They're not always that friendly, but sometimes they're more friendly. There's always awesome experiences. It's always a great time. We have fun doing it. So that's just kind of a little sample of what we do at each door. So now we're going to actually, each student is going to come up and they're going to share with you guys one of their experiences, or one of their favorite experiences that's happened this summer, Magabooking. And so, I hope you guys are blessed by their experiences and just realize how much God truly is working and how soon the end really is coming. And that people are willing to accept our message and willing to accept God's message, and that people are ready. The harvest is ripe, and we're just some of the workers that are ready to go out. And so, actually, I'm sorry. So this week has been a huge blessing for all of us. Like Jesus said, it's been one of our highest selling weeks in a long time. There's been tons of crazy stories, tons of miracle stories. We're just going to show you a couple of them. And I'm just going to start off. I'm one of the leaders, and so I drive the students around some of the time to the different streets and stuff. And so one day I dropped Innocent off on the street, and he was working the street. I was going back to him because he needed a book, so I was going to drop it off with him. And as I got to him, I parked on the side of the street because he was canvassing this man at his house, and I wasn't going to interrupt him. And so I was sitting there waiting for him, and he was taking a while. The man had a few books in his hands, and so I was like, well, good. PTL. PTL means praise the Lord. We always say PTL. But so I was like, PTL, it looks like he's going to get some books for Innocent. And so I had to go pick somebody else up, so I was going to drive off. But before I did, I prayed. I was like, God, please help this man to get a few books from Innocent to help him out. Please help it to be a blessing to the man as well. And then like halfway through my prayer, I was like, you know what, God? Please help this man to give Innocent $100. And just so you guys know, that almost never happens. That's a huge donation. That's like something that Magabookers dream of. But for some reason, I felt like I should pray that. So I was like, God, please help this man to give Innocent $100 for the books. And then I drove off. I had to go pick up the other student. And as I was driving to them, I heard Innocent calling on the radio. And he said, Mobile One, I got a bakery. And a bakery is like when somebody gets 10 books or more. And that would equal a donation of $100. And so as soon as he called that in, I was like, no way. No way did that just happen. And so it was crazy. And then I went back to him and I went up to him and he said, that guy gave me exactly $100. I was like, wow. And those types of things, those are some of the reasons that I love this job, just because every day you see miracles, every day you see God's hand in our work. And it's just so exciting and so rejuvenating to me. It just energizes me because I know that the end is coming soon and that we're making a difference. And so it's just, those are some of my favorite experiences, just when prayers are answered so clearly. Especially when it seems like they're very difficult. Especially when you think that they aren't going to happen. But prayer is powerful. And it can do wonders. And so that was just one of my favorite experiences from this week, from a leader standpoint, of just praying for the student for something to happen and then it happened right away. And so the rest of them are going to share an experience. And Innocent is actually going to go next.
Good morning, everyone. As you say, my name is Innocent. This week was pretty amazing. I have many experiences. As he said, that was my first bakery, which was super excited when I got 12 books at one house, which was like huge message coming in that house. And the good thing he surveyed to say something like he was interested in like Bible studies. I was so super happy. The best moment I have in this Megabooking, it was when I knocked to the door and already opened the door and I started confessing to her and then she was like not really interested in what I was talking. And then after later on, she was interested in a piece about the store and she got a book and I prayed with her and then asked her what happened to your leg and she was like, I got infection 15 years ago and then she said she was very afraid that she's about to lose her leg. And then I started praying with her again and it was like super experience because before I left she was more powerful and she believes that she's not gonna lose her leg. She had like new hope that her leg, she's gonna keep her leg and that Jesus is gonna make that happen. That was super exciting.
Yeah.
Hi. So this week has been really awesome. It's one of our favorite weeks ever. On Thursday, I had one of the most amazing experiences ever. It was in the afternoon, and it was my first street. And I was feeling kind of down. I was like, it's not that great of a day, and I was just tired and stuff. But then I came to this house, and I was going to ring the doorbell, but then this lady came out through the other door. And she was like, she started talking to me super friendly, and like, she was just, I don't know, you don't usually run into that friendly people. And she started asking me questions, and I honestly didn't even feel like I was canvassing her. Like, just the way we were talking about, like we've known each other forever and stuff. She asked me what we were doing, and I explained to her about Sunnydale Academy and Magabooking and stuff like that. And she was like, I'm not planning on buying anything, I'm just kind of curious of what you're doing. She's like, my family inside saw you walking across the yard and they actually thought you were a Jehovah's Witness. But I knew you weren't. She's like, I had a feeling you weren't, so I came out here and I wanted to figure out what you were doing. At the end, she ended up trying to look at my books. I showed her the books that I had. She brought her family outside, like other 3 members of the family ended up coming outside. They ended up getting 4 books, but that wasn't even my point. the amazing thing was that I got to make friends. The experience that I had, I wasn't feeling that great, but just meeting this amazing family and getting to pray with them and them getting to pray with me, it was just an amazing experience. That's my favorite thing about my Megabooking is that sometimes you want to be such a big blessing to other people, but you don't realize that those people can be a greater blessing to you as well. And, yeah.
Happy Sabbath. So this experience happened in Kansas City, where we're staying at, or where we're based out of this summer. And I was doing businesses this particular morning, and usually with businesses, you get to meet a lot more people, and it's a lot more busy and stuff like that. And so I walked into this liquor store, and immediately, like when you walk into a liquor store, you don't think people are going to get anything, because obviously it's a liquor store and they drink, so they don't have anything to do with like God or anything. But I walked up to the cashier, and I showed him some books, and he wasn't interested. And I guess I wasn't trying as hard because my mind was already made up. Nobody's going to get anything from here, so I'm just not going to try as hard. But he gave me a small donation of like a couple bucks, and I gave him Happiness for Life, which is a condensed version of Steps to Christ. And so he got that, which was a blessing. I mean, at least he got something. And then out of the back of the store comes this lady, and she says, "Hey, are you from Youth Alive?" And Youth Alive is the program that our program name. She's like, "Are you from Youth Alive?" And it like kind of shocked me. I was like, "How'd you know I was from Youth Alive?" And she said, "Well, another young man with the same blue bag and everything that you have came to my house the other night, and he showed me his books, and I ended up getting the Great Controversy from him." And I was like, "Oh, that's really awesome." And I was like, okay, well, she already got books. She's not going to want to get any more books from me. So again, I wasn't trying as hard. But then she said, "Well, he didn't show me all the books you have, so I want to see more. I want to see more of what you have." And then she started telling me that she's had all these questions about the Bible, that she really can't understand the Bible, but she really wants to dig deeper into God's Word. And so then I pulled out Bible Readings for the Home, which is Bible Answers, which just has some of the most commonly asked questions about the Bible. And she's like, "Yes, this is what I want, this is what I need." And so she ended up getting that one, and then she talked to me more about how she's been struggling with her walk with God. And I kind of got to get on that one-on-one level with her, and she really poured out her heart. And it was really an amazing experience because God put me in the right place at the right time to be able to witness to this lady and get more books into her home, even though someone had already done that, already gotten her the Great Controversy. So it was really awesome. And there's this verse in the Bible, Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts your thoughts." And so that verse really just says, even when we come to the conclusion of there's no way this person is ever going to want to know about God, or there's no way I'm going to be able to get books into this home, God just really uses us, even though we're so doubtful and we don't have faith in Him. He uses us, and He's able to use us and help people, get the word out, and help us get the word out to these people. So that's one of the many experiences that I've had this summer. So. Yeah.
Happy Sabbath. Alright, so this is an experience from one of my first days canvassing. I was having a particularly slow day. Like I was tired and I wasn't really trying at the doors. And I was getting a little discouraged. And as I was walking down the road, I just started praying. I was like, "God, help me to want to do this for you. Help me to have a good attitude." And I went to this house, and it looked really run down. There was a big pile of trash in front of it, and there's a U-Haul, and I was like, "Oh, there's no one home." And I almost skipped it. And I had this feeling inside, "No, Hannah, you can't skip this road, or this house." And I was like, "Okay." So I went up to the house, and I knocked, and no one answered. And I was like, "Of course, there's no one home." But I kept getting this feeling to keep knocking, so I kept knocking. I think I knocked 4 or 5 times, and then finally I rang the doorbell. And this woman like ran up the stairs. She's like, "I'm so sorry, I was in my garage." And she's like, "I didn't hear you." And I was like, "Oh, it's not a problem." And I started canvassing her, and she was super duper interested. And basically, it's what we call a level 1 sale, which means that the person just keeps asking for more, or like they don't really have any objections. They just, they're open to buying books from you. And she literally kept asking for more and more books to the point where I had to call my leader because I didn't have all the books that she wanted. So like he had to come and he had to show her the books, and she bought them all. She bought every single one of them, and it was like amazing for me, like what we call a bakery. And I was so shocked. Like I just prayed to God, and like he all of a sudden, like given me a bakery, and it was amazing. And so like the rest of the day, nothing got my mood down. Like I was in a good mood. I had a few rude people, but one guy ended up over donating me about $20, and I begged him to get a book, and he just wouldn't get a book. So I had this extra $20, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I was on this road, and I knocked on the store, and this woman came, and I said hi to her. I started canvassing her. And she was like, "Well, I just became a Christian. Actually, I just moved to America, and I just became a Christian. Which of these books would be good for me to learn more about Christianity?" And I was like, "Oh, well, we have a lot of books for that." And I showed her Great Controversy and Bible Answers. And she's like, "Oh, I love these." She's like, she invited me inside, and I came inside, and I sat down with her, and I just started showing her all the books, and she was really interested in the kids' books as well, because she had some young kids in her family in her house that they didn't have much money, so they didn't have any really books. And she was like, "I really want these." And so she asked her husband for money, and he was super rude. He was like, "No, you don't get it." And she's like, "But honey, like, I really want these books." And he was like, "No." And she was like, "I'm really sorry, we don't have a lot of money." And she just started telling me like the whole life story about how her family, her daughter had just gotten out of a bad relationship, and her husband took all her money, and she didn't have a job, and how her son had just moved there from Moldova, so they didn't have any money either, and they had a bunch of people in the house living there, only 2 of them had jobs, and they were struggling, themselves just to pay their bills and pay for food and stuff like that. And I was sitting there praying. I was like, God, I have $20 extra. I was like, this woman could be lying to me, or she could be telling the truth. And I feel like she really needs these books. And so I was thinking, I was like trying to choose which books I could give to her. And finally, I decided on the Great Controversy and My Friend Jesus. And I told her I was going to give them to her, and she's like, "No, you can't do that." I was like, "But I want to. I've gotten over donating today." And she said, "Well, keep the money for yourself." I said, "No, like, if I do keep the money, I'm just going to give the books to some random person in the gas station, and I feel like you need these books." And she was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Of course." And she said, "Thank you so much." And she started crying. And I waited for her to calm down, because she couldn't really talk. And then she said, "Can I pray for you?" And I said, "Of course you can." So she prayed for me, and then I asked her after she was done if I could pray for her. And she was like, "Yeah." And so I started praying. I said, "Just help her realize that there's no light at the end of this tunnel, and that you have something amazing planned for her family." And by the time I was done with my prayer, she was shaking, she was sobbing so much. And she said, "God definitely sent you to my house today." She was like, "I couldn't ever imagine having an experience like this with someone." She was like, "If you ever want to come back and visit me." She was like, "Keep in touch with me, because this is amazing, and God is amazing." And she was like, "I cannot wait to learn more about Christianity." And it just made me realize that even though I got a bakery that day, this experience to me was more important than the bakery experience, because this woman I felt actually needed the books, not that the other woman didn't. But and like it's just God does amazing things, and even though I had to give her the books and she didn't really give me any money, I know that He's gonna work in her life somehow, and yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience.
Happy Sabbath. All right, well, I'm Brian, as you remember, and it's amazing to see how God works and everything. You've heard these stories, and there's so many more. I'm going to just share a story with you guys. But actually, I'm going to start off by reading a couple verses in Luke, where you guys were reading out of Sabbath school this morning, actually Luke chapter 5, starting in verse 4, I guess. Now Jesus was preaching, and the crowd was so big that he asked Peter, and this was actually the second time he had seen Peter. Peter was not his disciple yet. So he asked Peter if he could get into his boat and preach from the boat, so he did that. And then it says in verse 4, when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water, and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answers, "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything." Now, something that I've run into a lot this summer is seeing a specific house, a specific business, and thinking they are not going to get a book. For example, this week, it was on Monday, I think, Jesus and Caleb were dropping me off on this at businesses in the morning, and they said, "Ryan, just work from here down until your businesses run out." I was like, okay, so they dropped me off at this high V, this big high V, and I was thinking, because normally big stores, when you walk in, they're busy, you might ask for a manager or something, and they'll just be like, "No, we're too busy today, just goodbye, have a good day." So I was like, "Jesus, I don't want to go into this high V because they're just going to tell me to get out. They won't even let me tell them what I'm doing here, all this stuff." And Jesus was like, "Ryan, what if you get a bakery today?" And I was, or he's like, "What if you get a bakery at this high V?" And I was like, "No way, I hadn't gotten a bakery all summer." We've had actually, I think there's about 5 bakeries in our whole group, which is, there's 3 teams this size. And with the whole group, I think we had about 5 bakeries before this week. And this week, just on this team, we've had 8 bakeries, I think. So the Lord is blessed. So anyways, I was at this high V, and he was like, "Maybe you'll get a bakery or something." And I was like, "No way." I mean, the Lord is good, but, sometimes our faith isn't where it should be. But I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I go inside, and I'm talking to these 2 ladies, and I asked them for a manager, because normally we just ask for the manager. And they're like, "Okay, but he might be a minute." So I was like, "That's fine, I can wait." So I was waiting, and I waited for about 10 minutes. And then the lady was like, "Is there another manager I can get you? Because ever since you got here, this manager has gotten like 2 phone calls, he's doing inventory, and since you got here, he's been really, really busy." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's fine, I'll just talk to you guys." So these 2 ladies, I started talking to them, showing them what I was doing. They were pretty interested, and they were really, really nice, kind of told me. Apparently I'm going too fast. They just started kind of opening up, telling me about their lives, how they were both Christians, and how they liked the books, and how they wanted to get closer to God and stuff. And it was really cool because if that manager hadn't gotten busy, I would never even talk to these 2 girls. And then they ended up getting a bakery at that high V, where Jesus was just kind of jokingly meant like, "What if they get a bakery?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's crazy." So I called Caleb and Jesus, and I was like, "Guys, you'll never guess what happened." They're like, "What?" I was like, "I just got a bakery in the high V." And they're like, "No way, that is incredible." So just like I was in that spot where I said, like Peter was saying, "Master, we worked hard all night and haven't caught anything." But then Peter goes on and says, "But because you say so, I will let down the nets." Because, even though I wasn't completely willing on my own, but because I still went in there and still gave it a shot. Just like in this story, because it says, when they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them, and they came and flipped both boats so full that the boats began to sink. God, if we're willing to do this stuff, even when it doesn't make sense to us, God is going to bless us so much that our boats will sink with the blessing. So then as soon as I got out of this high V, I had to wait because I was out of books, because they'd gotten so many books. So they came and picked me up, and they drove me to my next business because it was a little ways down a side street. And it was this liquor store, like Becki was talking about. And normally liquor stores, we call it being a territory snob. We kind of stereotype different stores and houses if it's a really poor-looking house, which is a terrible thing to do because the Lord works in mysterious ways and you never know where we're going to get books out. But I saw this liquor store, and right after that, my faith was still too small. And I was like, "Guys, it's a liquor store. They probably won't get anything anyway. Can I just get this one too?" Because normally, I had businesses that looked really good, and I want to go to those businesses. But they were like, "Ryan, God literally just worked a miracle for you. what if you get a bakery at this liquor store? And at that point, I mean, it was just a complete joke. Like, I mean, God already gave me a bakery. Like, we never get 2 bakeries in a row, not even 2 bakeries in the same week usually. So I was like, okay. So I went into this liquor store, and there was a couple ladies in there, and I started talking to them, and they were both Christians working at a liquor store. And the lady that I was talking to said that she was a combat paramedic in the Army. She had been in the Middle East, I think, on a tour over there, and she was telling me how she moved here, and the local hospital wouldn't hire her because she was so overqualified that the local hospital wouldn't hire her because she had more qualifications than the head doctors at the hospital. She was a nurse. So she said she'd been looking for work, and the only place she could find to work was this liquor store. And she said, I hate working here because I don't support this. Except that she said, when people come in, sometimes they'll open up to her about their problems, and she's able to witness to them through this liquor store. Witness to some of those people. And so that it was really nice just talking to her, and then this other girl who was there too was really nice. So I started showing them the books, and every book I would pull out of my bag, we would just go like, oh my goodness, this book is so cool, this is so awesome. And I was like, whoa, okay, because normally people don't get that excited. So then I just kept on showing them more, and every single book they get so excited. And I was like, wow, PPL. And I kept showing them, I showed them everything I had. And they were both like, both of them wanted everything. They wanted all the adult books, all of the message books. They wanted some kids books. They wanted the health books as well. And they were like, well, we don't have any money with us. And I'm like, because that happens all the time when someone wants to be nice and they're like, you have some great books. This is so cool. I'm so happy for you. You're such a great kid. What you're doing here. But I don't have money, so buy. So I was waiting for the so buy. And then instead of the so buy, they said, but I have a $315 paycheck that I can run to the bank in cash real quick. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, take your time, run to the bank, I can wait. So one of the girls ran to the bank, and in the meantime, I called Caleb and Jesus. And I was like, hey guys, guess what? And they were like, what? And I was like, well, I'm still at the liquor store, and they're both getting a bakery. And they were like, no way. So the lady came back with a check, and Susan and Caleb came, and showed, like, the ladies, they got 21 books combined, which was ridiculous. So another yet again, God blessed me just because I went in there, I gave it a try and it looked fruitless. So God definitely works through ways that we can't imagine. He's more powerful than we can imagine, and even when it doesn't look like something is part of His plan, He can still work through it. So I want to encourage you guys with that, and also, this kind of made me think of a verse in Malachi. Even when it seems like it may not benefit you, He says, test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessings that you will not have room enough for it. God has promised us that if we will trust Him, and if we will allow Him to use us in His hands, that He is going to do amazing things through us. And it's something that I learned at Sunnydale. We go on the mission trips. I've been to India 4 times. And the mission trips and Magabooking last summer and this summer have just taught me that all we are tools. We're just a tool. We can do nothing on ourselves. A hammer can't build something by itself. It needs a maker. It needs a builder, a carpenter. And what God has taught me is that if we're willing to allow God to use us, if we are willing to be His tools, and just be part of His tool belt, then He will use us, and we will both bless others and be blessed ourselves, and He will use us in His great co-mission, the Great Commission, this mission that we are a part of with the Heavenly Father. So it's just incredible to see how God works. And I want to encourage you guys that no matter how old you are, whether you're 7 years old or whether you're 100, God can still use you guys. Which I don't know if you guys are 100. That was the safest age I know. You guys are all spring chickens. Thank you guys.
So as you can see, God has been working in amazing ways this summer, and I'm just going to share a quick experience of mine. In my 5 summers, 4 of them I've been a student just like them. I've gone door to door, I've gone through all the struggles, I've seen miracles, I've seen it all, and this is my first summer as a leader. And I knew it would be different, but it can be stressful sometimes. And I think the most stressful things is, where do I put these students? what street do I put them on? Should I put them on at these businesses? Should I have them work with that other student? Should I have them work alone? I don't know, it's just, you never know because you're like, oh, what if I mess up? What if they could have gotten more books over there? I don't know, so this actually ties in with Ryan's story where he got those 3 bakeries. That was his first day there. They had gotten there Sunday night, so he'd been there for like an hour. And I was just thinking, I set them all in businesses, and I didn't know what the town looked like because we just got there, so I was just like, I'm just gonna put them in these businesses and hopefully this goes well. And I dropped everybody else off, and I was sitting there thinking, and I just had this feeling, I was like, I need to move Ryan. I don't know why. I was like, I need to move him. So I was talking to Caleb about it, and I was like, what should we do? Should I move him? Should I just leave him there? You know, like, again, what if I move him, and what if those businesses could have gotten lots of books? And then, so we were just sitting there, and I was like, I'm gonna move him. Hopefully, you know, in my head I said a silent prayer, I was like, God, please bless the businesses that I move him to. But the weird thing is, right before I dropped him off, he had just gotten 2 books. So I was like, hey, what if, you know, like, he's getting books out, it's working, so maybe I shouldn't mess with it, maybe I should leave it. But I just had this feeling I had to move him. And then I did, and like I said, that first business is where, like I said, we joked about it. We're like, what if you get a bakery here? Even in my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna get a bakery. I was like, let me let him think that, you know? Just get him excited. And then he did, and we were like, me and Caleb were in the car, like freaking out. We're like, no way, you know? We were just going crazy. And then for the next one, again, we were like, dude, you just got a bakery. What if you got another one? Like, joking around. And it's like God was saying, you think I can't do it? Just to show you, I'm gonna give him 2 bakeries. Like, we were going crazy, like in the car. I don't even want to talk about it, it's kind of embarrassing. We were so giddy, we were just screaming, like, it's amazing to see, like, again, how God works, like, I don't know, I can't even put it in words how excited I was for him, how excited for him, for all these students. I think the best part about being a leader is just hearing these students call in books and hearing their experiences, because as a student, when I would see a leader get excited, I was like, I almost felt like it was fake. Like, I'm like, they're not really excited for me. Like, yeah, they're excited that we're getting more books, but they don't feel good, like, for me. And then as a leader, I see it now. Like, it fills my, like, it sounds corny, but it fills my heart with joy. Like, to see them, like, so excited. Like, dude, I just got a bakery. I just got 5 books at this one house. Like, it's so exciting. Like, I mean, if they're a leader one day, they'll understand, but it's amazing.
And the awesome thing is, what we're doing, obviously, lots of these stories have been about how it affected us, how we were excited, how we had great experiences. But my favorite part about this, the crazy thing is that we're not just, our sales and stuff, they're not just affecting us. We're not just getting scholarships. We're not just feeling good about being able to pass out books to people. We're touching the people at the doors. Like some of their experiences, like Hannah said, like this lady was crying like so hard, and she was telling Hannah that I know that God sent you to this house. And that happens more than you would think. God knows where the people are that He needs to be reached. And then He puts in our minds where to put them so that we're going to meet those people who God has been working on for maybe years. And then we show up at their house at the right time to show them the books that they need, to show them the spiritual books that they need to continue that walk with God and to bring them closer to God. So it's so awesome. This is a ministry. It's not just a summer job. This is a ministry that we get to go and affect people's lives. And these books, like I said, we got 500 books out this week alone. That means that we reached at least probably like 200 homes, and almost every one of those 200 homes would have gotten a message book. So they would get the gospel in their home because of us. 200 homes with the gospel in their houses that they wouldn't have before. And that's powerful. That's exciting, because those are 200 more homes than before that have a chance that we can see in heaven again. And so that's just super exciting for us, knowing that we are actually making a difference in these people's lives. And it fills us with joy because we're not just worried about how many books we get out, how big our scholarship is going to be. There's another focus. There's more than just the money. We're touching people's lives and we're making a difference in their lives. And that's what's super exciting. That's what I love about this, because we are making a difference and helping Jesus to come back sooner.
Amen.
All right, would you guys pray with us? Dear God, thank you so much for the Sabbath. Thank you so much for blessing us with it, for giving it to us that we could just take a whole day to rest and to dwell on you and your blessings in our lives. God, thank you so much for this church, for this family, for all the people here who have been a blessing to us, who have helped us. And thank you so much that we've got to go out into the community and had success and witness to people, share the gospel with people, had amazing experiences. gotten lots of books out. God, just thank you so much. You've blessed us, as we have shared today, you've blessed us way more than we could have ever expected, God. And the crazy thing is you can do that more and more. You can do that whenever you want to, God. But we just want to thank you for everything that you've done for us, and just that you are allowing us to work with you in these last days to bring this world to a close, God. You don't need us to work with you, but you're allowing us to. And I thank you for that, for giving us the opportunity. I'm just thank you for your crazy love for us. Help us to realize how much you truly do love us, and to help us to love you back, and to help share with others your love as well. God, thank you for your Sabbath and everything you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Wasn't that nice to hear? Yep. So nice to hear. Is it appropriate to give him a round?